Hello, I'm Kyle. I'm the technical content developer at Maple Systems. Welcome to the Maple Systems video training series. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use digital input and output to turn a pump on and off. This is the wiring for a three-phase power to the pump, and here is the control circuit to provide the control signal to the contactor and indicators. You can also find this on the How to Use Digital I/O to Turn a Pump On and Off tutorial page on the Maple Systems website. Now on the power circuit, CB stands for circuit breaker, and your KM1 is the pump contactor, and OL is the overload. So going to the control circuit, here are your digital inputs. A1, B1, A2, and B2 are the actual labels on the terminal block. So you have these symbols here. Here are your normally open contact and your normally closed contact symbol here. Now the stop pump and the overload are normally closed contacts for safety. So the stop pump and the overload are closed contacts here and open in the code in MapleLogic. So you have two options: close in the wiring and open in logic, or you can do open in the wiring and close in the code. This is not preferred. We like to do it close here in the wiring and open in the code in MapleLogic. So just in case a wire is cut, the pump will stop. So going to the digital outputs, A11, A12, A13, and A14 are the actual labels on the terminal block. A11 is KM1. This is the control signal that goes to the pump contactor. So A12 is the pump on indicator, A13 is the pump off indicator, and A14 is the overload active indicator. I went over the wiring diagram to use the digital I/O to turn a pump on and off. I'm going to be applying that in MapleLogic. I've already created a program called Pump On and Off, but I'll just show you how to create a program. Usually right click on Program, New Program, and I named it Pump On and Off, and it's ladder diagram, scan program, ID 1, hit OK, and it creates the program. So now let's double click on the program. Here are your digital inputs. These are your push buttons. So start pump X00, stop pump X01, pump overload X02, and our KM1 auxiliary is X03. Now these are all normally open contacts. Now they are all open contacts because they are being used to transfer the signal from the wiring. So you would first press the start pump push button, and then the pump running is a digital output. This is the signal to the contactor. So you press the start pump push button, and then the pump running signal to the contactor will turn on, and the KM1 auxiliary or the contactor will latch. Then release the start pump push button, and the KM1 auxiliary or the contactor will remain latched when you release the start pump push button. Then the pump overload will turn on because a wire was cut, just for example. Then the pump will turn off, and the pump overload active signal will blink every 1 second. So our other digital outputs are the signal to the actual indicators. So Y12 is pump on signal, Y14 is the pump off signal, and Y16 is the overload active signal. Now I also have some normally closed contacts here, or negative contacts, same as the normally open contacts. You can also call these positive contacts. We are using the normally closed contacts to get the opposite state. So for Y10 here, for pump running, it's a closed contact because it's getting the opposite state of this coil here. For the pump overload on this rung, it's a closed contact to get the opposite state of the wiring. To use a normally open contact, you can hit F5 or click this button here. For normally closed contacts, you can do F6 or this button here. And for coils, F9 or click this button here. Now I also have a comment just so I can label this as pump on off scenario. You can do that by hitting F12 or clicking the button here, and then you can type the comment here, change the color, and hit OK, and it shows up here. I also have all my digital inputs and digital outputs labeled. To do that, you would go over to your variable editor and X bit, and you name them here in the variable column. Same thing for the Y bits, name them here in the variable column, and they'll show up in your logic. So I also have an F bit here, a system bit. Now to use this, go over to your variable editor, and here's your F bits, and I'm using F93, which is a clock 1 second. So when this is on, it will blink the overload active indicator every 1 second. So I've explained everything in my logic, and now I want to simulate. So I want to download and go online. To do that, go to online, connect option. Now you can use the built-in simulator if you do not have the physical PLC. If you do have the PLC and have it wired, you can use either Ethernet, USB, or serial. In this case, I'm using USB. So hit OK, go back to online, click link plus download plus monitor to download and go online, and we'll be monitoring our registers. Change the stop mode, hit yes, download window, hit OK. Now it's transmitting, switch to run mode, yes. Okay, now we are online, and you can see that the pump is off. I want to monitor my X registers and Y registers. So to do that, go to the memory monitor, and here are my X registers. I need to monitor X00, X01, X02, and X03. So I just need to monitor these right here. And also my Y registers. And you can see that Y14, which is the pump off, that signal is on. And I want to monitor Y10, Y12, Y14, and Y16. Okay, as you can see on the right is a live camera feed of the actual PLC. And you can see from the red LED lights on the actual PLC and also in the memory monitor that Y14, which is the pump off, is on in our logic, as well memory monitor and in our camera feed, as well as X01 and X02. So now I'm going to apply 24 volts to the start pump push button. And you can see that the start pump push button is on and the pump running, which is the signal to the contactor, is on, and the KM1 auxiliary, which is the contactor, is on as well. And you can see that it's latched. So now I'm going to release the start pump push button. And I've released the start pump push button. You can see that the KM1 auxiliary is still latched. And now I'm going to trigger the pump overload. And you can see that the pump is now off and the pump overload active signal is blinking every 1 second. This covers the pump on and off scenario. To get more information, please visit the How to Use Digital I/O to Turn a Pump On and Off tutorial page on the Maple Systems website. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.